Okay, we are going to go right into Michael because I stole 15 minutes from him. So I'm going to give it back right now. Michael, are you ready? You ready? You ready? Or you need another minute? Because you know I could talk for another 10.
I'm ready. Can you hear me?
He's ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
The magnificent, yes, the marvelous Michael Benjamin in the building.
Yes, ma'am. It got kind of dark, so I don't know. I have to get some lighting. Is the lighting good on y'all?
You're perfect. You're perfect.
Okay, perfect. How's everybody doing? Let me know how y'all feeling in the comments. Let me know if y'all blessed. Let me know if y'all amazing. Let me know if y'all great. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how everybody's doing. Y'all sleep? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? First and foremost, I want to, thank you, LT, for allowing me to be in the building. And you want me to just talk now? Are we doing questions? What are we doing? Just go straight into it? Okay, let's get straight into it. So my name is Michael Benjamin. I am the CEO of Consumer Ammunition Tactics, or CAT. This is my logo right here. If you go to catacticsllc.com, you're going to see us. And like she was saying earlier, I talk about credit. I'm not far from y'all. I was an author before too. Well, I'm an author. I wrote a book. It's called The Power of Yet. And I basically want to talk about the importance of credit, the importance of being aware of your credit, the importance of using your credit and things like that. So I talk about credit literacy and all of that. I was thinking about the talk today, and initially I was going to be like, I'm going to tell y'all the 4 steps of how to build a perfect credit profile. But then I was like, let me just take a different approach. You guys don't know me from nowhere. You could always hear about like, okay, this is a 4 steps to do this, 4 steps to do this. But I'm just like, let me take a different approach and tell y'all the 4, maybe 3 or 4 bad habits that lead to people not having good credit. So number 1, not checking your credit. Sounds very, very simple. A lot of people mess up on this. I messed up on this when I was writing my book. A lot of people don't realize the fact that you could literally publish your book for free off of, credit, right? I'm sure y'all are familiar with like the pre-sale model. If you go ahead and leverage your credit, get you a 0% interest card. It could be in your business name or something, right? We're running a business as we're writing a book. So you go get a business credit card within your LLC, 0% interest for like 12 months. If it's like $5,000, $10,000 card, you take the money off of that card using techniques that I teach called manufactured spending, right? And then you put that into your book. As soon as the sales come in, you pay back down your card. You got to be responsible with that, right? So it's these things about, it's these different things about credit that we really got to be aware of. Credit is life. A lot of people don't know about the different consumer laws that are out here. There's different consumer laws that protect us as far as our credit. There's something called the Fair Credit Reporting Act. If you aren't familiar, the code is 15 USC 1681. I'm not going to go too deep into it. If you like what I'm talking about today, I got a podcast, I got a YouTube, I got a TikTok, I got paid stuff as well. Me and LT, we met in a group where we paid. So there's all those resources. But the main thing I really want y'all to understand, number 1, you got to check that credit. You might be scared to check it. You might be like, I don't know what's on my credit. That's a problem. That's costing you money, right? Speaking of money, not having credit literacy, I'll say that's number 2. Not having credit literacy is very, very costly, because it's important to understand the fact that you could use your credit to start that business for free. It don't even got to be, if you don't want to be an author, if you wanted to start an Airbnb, just to give y'all something practical, I have multiple vehicles on a platform called Turo. I do car rentals. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Turo. Basically, you rent out cars. So I was able to use my credit. I took my credit, I got the vehicle, I put it on Turo, I put it on the app, it started making money. I'm not paying the car payment. So technically, I got it for free versus if I had to put my money on the front end. So we've just got to be in that mindset of how could we use, what is ours? When we go back to the consumer laws, credit is defined, Congress defined credit as the right granted. Credit is your rights. You have to know that credit is your rights, right? For those of y'all that may be scared about checking your credit again, I want y'all to look at the word credit. Look at the word credit, write it down, whatever. What does the word credit have in it? Edit. You can always change it. You don't got to be scared about your credit. You don't got to be scared like, I have this collection, I have this late payment, I have this student loans, I have these inquiries. We have credit repair services where we remove everything. Not to say, you have to come with us or whatever, but there's ways to get rid of all of this. There's ways to build your credit. There's ways to repair your credit. There's ways to do what you need to do as far as your credit goes. So number 1, like I was saying, check your credit. please check it. You can check it on freeannualcreditreport.com. I believe they're about to stop letting you guys check it like weekly for your Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax on a free annual credit report. They were doing something during COVID where you're able to check it at least once a week. But a practical thing I would want y'all to do is go ahead and go get that credit report. You can also check it on Credit Karma. Some of y'all may be familiar with Credit Karma. Credit Karma is an app that allows you to look at your credit as well. TransUnion and Equifax is on there. But the thing about Credit Karma is that they have your Vantage 3.0 score. That's different from your FICO score, which lenders use. So just keep that in mind. Credit Karma is going to be like an estimate. Experian, if you register on Experian.com, it's going to allow you to look at your credit. That's going to be your FICO score. When we talk about credit, like I was saying, number 2 is credit literacy. That's a bad habit as well. Bad habit that prevents people from having good credit is not knowing the basics. I'm gonna walk through the basics real quick, but like I said, there's not too much time here. I got a YouTube, I got TikTok, I got everything. I got a website, I got all these stuff, and I got a free credit literacy course for y'all later on. But number 1 is payment history. 35% of your score is dependent upon payment history, right? 30% is dependent upon your debt utilization rate. How much of your credit cards are being used out of the percentage of it, right? That's 30%. So 30% and 35%. 2/3 is basically based off of payment history and debt utilization rate. So you want to make sure you take care of that. 15% is your length of credit history. People that are like, 18, 20 years old, I'm pretty sure no one here is that young. People that are like 18, 20 years old, a lot of times they suffer from what I call a thin profile, right? They think that just because their score is good, it means that their credit is good. This goes back to what I was saying about credit literacy. It's a bad habit for you to be like, oh, I have a 800, so my credit is good. But we got to look at the different data points. Some people, they just have a good score, but they didn't actually build out a good profile based off of the data points. So that goes back to the credit literacy. You have to have credit literacy. The more you continue not knowing credit literacy, the more you're going to continue paying those high APR rates. The more you're going to continue suffering financially as far as, what you shouldn't be paying. Right? Credit is going to be what allows you to get that house approval. It's going to be what allows you to get that car approval. You don't want to be paying unnecessary interest if you don't have to. So this is why you got to educate yourself about credit. Length of credit history, like I said, that's 15%. So we've gotten to 80% of what your profile is. 10% is new credit, which is inquiries. There's hard inquiries, there's soft inquiries. Hard inquiries is when you go and apply for something and then the lender pulls your credit, right? So whenever you pull your credit and then let's say you don't get approved by that lender, you're able to remove the inquiry because it's not tied to an open account. So some people, they go to the auto loan people and they let them run their credit like 30 inquiries and they just leave it on their report. That's not the case. We remove those and there's a way to remove those. I elaborate on how to remove from every bureau on my podcast. So, make sure you tap into that. Last 10% is your credit mix. This goes back to what I was saying earlier. Some people are just like, oh, my credit is good because of my profile. Because of my score. That is not correct. You could have an 800. Someone else could have a 700. If they have the auto credit history, they have all of these data points built out, they're going to get approved before someone that has that 800, but they don't have anything. They have a thin profile. So these are different data points you got to be aware of. I walk more through it in the credit literacy course, but I just want to emphasize the importance of, these habits that y'all want to break out of when it comes to your credit, because some of y'all are authors, some of y'all are running different businesses. If you're an author, like I said, number 1, prioritize that credit. Once that personal credit is good, if you're running a business the way you're supposed to have an LLC. So then once the personal credit is right, you can go get you some business funding. We also provide done for you funding services. There's thousands upon thousands of credit cards, right? We specialize in knowing what specific credit cards to get for our clients, no matter what state you're in. It don't matter where you're at. We provide those services. We provide funding services. So, if that's something you need, if you do need that funding, get in contact with us and we can help you do all that. I know it could be scary with all these different credit cards. You don't know what to do. If you never had a credit card, let me give y'all some information real quick. If you never had a credit card, what you can do is you can Google Discover Pre-Approval. Discover It credit card. That's a card I always like to put my clients onto. You can Google Discover Pre-Approval. You put in your information. You'll see if you can actually get pre-approved, and then it's no harm to your credit. If you get pre-approved for a product, you can go ahead and apply, and then you'll see that you got approved and you begin building the credit history. A lot of times I always tell people to have at least 3 personal credit cards with at least 2,500 limit with at least 6 months of history before they go on to the business funding. because some people are like, oh, when should I apply for business funding and things like that? Number one, focus on the foundation, which is your personal credit. Once your personal credit is right, now we can go get that funding. Now we can start that book for free. These are the things I wish I knew before I even went and published my own book. Before, when I was in the same group with LT and things like that, right? Bad habit as well. This is probably the last bad habit I'm going to talk about. The last bad habit that's preventing people from having good credit, great credit, whatever. Being cheap. Being cheap is very, very expensive. Being cheap is very, very expensive. Being cheap is very, very expensive. So I want y'all to really be in the mindset of, I've got to invest in myself. You invest in yourself by being, in the room. So I definitely, appreciate y'all investing in yourselves, but you got to really continue to understand that being cheap is very, very expensive. And I'm not just talking about something that I read in a book and, I'm not even practicing it. That's literally how me and LT met. We invested in a group where we spent thousands upon thousands of dollars. I didn't pay her to say, oh, we met in a group, you know what I'm saying? That's real life. So you got to really understand to always be investing in yourself. Continue to learn education. Tap into everything that LT is doing. Tap into things that people with credit are doing. You don't know me, but if, at least the podcast is free. If you listen to my podcast, if you listen to my YouTube, you like what you get over there, go to the website, maybe buy a thing or two, right? So you just got to really continue to educate yourself, continue to be in the mindset of, where you can get to that next level. And even to give you more proof of, what I've done as far as educating myself about credit. Everything that got me to, all the information I know about credit, as far as taking the money off the credit cards, doing things like manufacturer spending, making money off of having good credit, right? Things like that. I learned from a mentorship. I spent, no words are powerful. Let me not say I spent. I invested $3,500 in a mentorship. This is the last year, 2021. February of 2021, I educated myself about credit, how to clean it, how to repair it, how to get the best credit cards. That's why, I have a funding business now. On average, we get our clients at least $50,000 in funding in terms of credit cards. So if you don't know the right credit cards, definitely you got to invest in yourself. That was how I got to where I'm at now. So I just want y'all to really be in that mindset, prioritize your credit. If you know yourself right now, if you haven't looked at your credit in a very, very long time, you got to work on that habit. Work on the habit of looking at your credit. Work on, okay, what's my credit now? Work on, it's not just about the score. Your credit score technically does not matter. It's more about how you build out the profile. Someone that has an 800 but no credit history, let's talk about like a car, because everybody gets approved for vehicles. Someone that has an 800 but they have no auto credit history versus someone that has like a 680 but they have auto credit history, that 680 person is going to get approved. So that goes to show you that it's not always just about your score. You got to build out the entire profile. And a lot of people don't understand that auto credit history is different from just regular credit history. So all these data points I'm talking about, auto credit history is different. Auto credit history, meaning everything's in tiers. So let's say you've never had an auto loan on your credit report. What you're going to do is you're going to get like maybe 20 to 30,000 loan approval. Once you pay that off, now you can move on to the next tier. It's going to be like $40,000 to $50,000 vehicle. Now you move on to the next tier. Now, and then eventually you're able to get, six-figure cars. If you want to go get a Lamborghini loan, you can go ahead and do all that. At the end of the day, you got to understand that credit is about trust. You got to understand that credit is about trust. So really, really focus on your credit, and then you're really going to get to that next level, because I really want y'all to really take from this that credit is that foundation. Because I wish I came to an event like this and I had someone telling me this, like when I was younger and stuff, so that I could focus on it more. And I know a lot of people here, you guys probably have the age and history as far as like your credit. So you're already like more than halfway over there. If you have late payments, if you have collections, if you have a derogatory student loans, if you have any negative items, understand, look at the word credit. It has the word edit. It could be changed. It's not final. So just really understand that. That's the main thing I really want y'all to understand. I want y'all to understand the bad habits so that y'all can avoid that and, get to that next level. Because at the end of the day, y'all don't know me from nowhere. I could have just came here and be like, oh, do this, this, and this. This is perfect. 4 steps to be a credit millionaire, whatever, like that. You're not going to believe it. Versus if I'm preventing you from doing something negative. If I tell you there's a snake over there, you're going to be like, okay, he's looking out. If I tell you do this and this, you might be skeptical or whatever. So I just wanted to give y'all some bad habits to avoid. Remember, don't be in the habit of not looking at your credit. Don't be in the habit of not looking at your credit. If you have a 400, I don't care if you have a 400, be looking at it. Credit literacy. Like I said, I have a free credit course. I don't know if I'm supposed to announce it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to shift over to right
now.
now.
Am I on time?
No, you're good. We still
okay.
have 9 minutes, but what I want to do, because I see some questions popping up. So what I want to do is, if you guys have questions right now that just came to your mind, put it in the chat and we're going to do a question and answer with Michael B. But I do want you to talk about your gift right now, so that when the music comes on, they'll have time to go get your gift.
Okay.
So what is it? The credit course? Explain what's in it.
Yeah. So again, my business name is Consumer Ammunition Tactics. I'm big on acronyms. So the acronym is CAT, Consumer Ammunition Tactics. You know, a lion is a form of a cat. That's where the logo comes from. Shield protection. We protect our clients as far as the credit, everything. So we came up with the CAT credit literacy course, free CAT credit literacy course. And what we were seeing is that a lot of people get confused, I guess, as far as, when I'm talking about maybe like the different consumer laws. I'm not going to get into all that. I did mention earlier, FCRA, or Fair Credit Reporting Act. The law is 15 USC 1681. If you listen to my podcast or YouTube, I break down a lot of different laws. So if you want to get more advanced in terms of that, those are laws that we have to protect us as consumers so that we can remove negative items from our report and things like that. There's even a law under the FDCPA, which is a Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, 15 USC 1692C. You could use that law as far as a cease and desist, because by law, debt collectors are not supposed to be communicating with you, contacting you. So whenever I have clients that have collections, we send out those letters. And there's a 15 USC 1692E, which talks about misleading practices. And a lot of people don't believe this, but you could dispute a traffic ticket when a police officer pulls you over. I explain it in my podcast, but it's too much to explain right now. But if you want more information on that, go to my podcast. But yeah, the CAT credit literacy course, it's just a free credit literacy course about the basics of credit, because I understand that a lot of people, they kind of sleep on credit. They're just like, okay, I always hear credit cards are bad and things like that, but it goes way deeper than that. So it's just one of those things you just gotta know regardless. And I wish I knew it early on before I even published my book. So if anyone's here, if you want to start any kind of business, I would definitely tap into it, and then, just go from there. As you get into the course, I'm going to walk through different resources I have, because it is a basic literacy course. I'm going to reference some other things I have with more information, but the basics will at least get you started, because I don't know where everybody's starting. So that's why I decided to release the free course. You know what I'm saying? So you can definitely, we recently got the number, so I might have to look up the number just to confirm I'm saying it right. But if you text the word course, so I think it's 914-353-4741. Let me confirm that, because we just recently got the number. My memory be crazy sometimes, but we'll see.
That's all right. Anthony and Morgan, can you guys drop the link in the chat so we can get Michael's course? Because we want to get in there now.
So it's not even a link. If you just get your phone and you're going to text the word course, The number is 914-353-4741. 914-353-4741. So it's going to give you a link to the CAT credit literacy course. I would definitely tap in, whether it's review or not. And just be in that mindset to focus on credit, because whatever you focus on is what is gonna be in your life. It's good that we're all in this kind of room. We're looking to grow, so I have no doubt that y'all gonna tap in and get some value out of that. Tap into the podcast. catacticsllc.com is our website. I got a YouTube. I got a TikTok.
Facebook group.
I don't know. We don't have a Facebook group. We have a text group.
Because see, we're over 40, so we do Facebook. We don't do all the other.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. We're working on that.
I'm just kidding. I do all of it.
We're working on it.
What about Instagram?
On Instagram, yeah, we have our business one is CA Tactics LLC. CA Tactics LLC. And and I have a little bit of stuff on my personal IG as well, but a lot of the education is on like TikTok, YouTube. So my podcast, you can listen to the podcast. I recommend listening to the podcast before you go to sleep. it'll resonate with the information as you have dreams, and you'll be the best in the world at credit when you wake up.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's why we have the pajama party. So everything you learn here, it'll sink into your subconscious mind while you're sleeping.
Most definitely.
Woo, Michael B, that was a lot. We are overwhelmed.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Look,
I
know you are so like amped up, like yeah, credit all day.
I know I don't even know we started yet. I didn't even start.
We actually have 4 minutes left in your time. So if you guys have a question, why don't you if you have a question, go ahead and just turn off your mic or open your mic and just ask the question, because he's here right now. He's not going to be here for much longer. So if you have a question that's just burning, and this topic is personal. So I've personally had coaching sessions with Michael because this is personal. You can't really announce everything in front of everybody unless you just don't care, right? Like sometimes you get to the point where you just don't care. You're like, I need help.
Oh, you could DM it. Yeah, I know credit is one of those things.
Michelle got a question.
I'm just saying, I need help. You said I need help. I need help.
See?
Okay, so I'm going through a divorce and a bankruptcy. Are there any credit cards that I could even be considered for?
So
great question.
That's a great question. At the end of the day,
and my credit sucks, by the way, which should be obvious.
Temporarily.
Edit. Remember, edit.
Temporarily.
My edit is wonderful, though.
Yeah. But as far as your situation, what I would recommend, number one, is working on getting rid of that bankruptcy, because you could get approved for a credit card possibly, but off the top of my head, I wouldn't say, because at the end of the day with these credit card applications, when we're doing funding for people, somebody might have a profile that might seem better than somebody else's, but you never know. It's just one of those things you just have to apply and see. But based off of the bankruptcy, I would assume if you did get approved for a credit card, the APR rate would be very, very disrespectful.
Okay, so Michael,
I would definitely get rid of the bankruptcy.
Michael, are you listening to me?
I'm listening.
I need to be your client.
Maybe my client.
We're gonna work that out.
Okay, tap in. Yeah, you could book a consultation and we'll definitely work that out. So if you text the word course and then you'll be in our system. Okay, and then text me and then we'll figure it out.
She's an A+ student. She did all her homework.
Oh, most definitely. Okay, I like people that take action, so I appreciate that.
Woo! Everybody give a clap for Michael B. That was incredible. Thank you so much.
I got
You got more time, or are we done?
Let's see. You still got 2 minutes. Xavier, did you want to step up to the mic and ask a question? That was a great question. Yeah, you still got 2 minutes.
Hey, sorry, I'm still technical difficulties on my side.
No
with
worries.
This crazy weather over here. But no, I don't have any questions at all. I just love the information, so I appreciate it. My credit is good. So 10 years strong, but thank you.
Okay, that's one thing I wanted to say too. A lot of people too, their credit is good, but one of the habits I was gonna say is not actually using your credit, because it's good to have good. I'm not saying this about Xavier or anybody. It's good to have good credit, but it's like, what's a good, cute credit score if we're not actually using it to do something? So I want y'all to really get in that mindset too. So if you got good credit, if you got the best credit in the world, make sure you're actually using it, going to go get funding, doing stuff like manufacturer spending. If you don't know what manufacturer spending is, then you need to text MS to the same number, and then we're going to give you a $5 guide. It's going to walk you through MS and how you can go make money tomorrow based off of your credit cards. So one play, let me just tell y'all a quick MS play, manufacturer spending. It's basically turning credit to cash and then reaping the rewards of the reward points. So I got a $10,000 Alliant Visa credit union card. Once I take the money off of that card, $10,000, they give me 2.5% cash back. So let's say I go buy something at the store and then I return it. I'm able to get the reward points back, which would be $250 for spending that $10,000, but I returned the item. So technically I didn't spend the money. And there's different tactics as far as manufacturer spending. And my podcast has it. I have an MS course as well, but that's just a little bit of information. Use your credit is my main point.
Yeah, you're definitely absolutely right. I would say that I've been doing mine for almost 10 years, using a credit card, especially in college, and then learning how to, a certain amount of percentage, like keeping my like if the limit says 2,500, I know better not to go over $1,000 and things like that. And then also, understanding the market and so on and so forth. So I've been using Moms for about 10 years, and I got a long history of like on-time payments and things like that. So everything that you're speaking is true.
Most
so
definitely. Most definitely. What's your highest personal credit limit?
Ooh, you have to catch me. I can't remember.
Oh, you don't remember? Oh no, it wasn't putting you on spot. It's all good. If you have an approximate.
Man. I can't even think.
Okay, no, it's fine. But I was just going to say, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say, no matter what everybody's highest credit limit is, I definitely recommend, if you haven't within the past 6 months or whatever, definitely request a credit limit increase, because that's a way that you can automatically reduce your utilization rate if utilization rate is a problem, or even if it isn't. So definitely go ahead and do that. So I know Bank of America specifically, you can do one every 30 days. I have Discover. You can do that every 30 days as well. There's other credit unions and stuff like that. You can do the same thing. But the best piece of advice I have for y'all is literally call up the bank and be like, okay, is it going to be a hard pull? How often can I request a credit limit increase? What is it dependent upon, and things like that? Because if you have a $5,000 credit card and you've had that for like 5 years, you haven't even requested anything, a closed mouth don't get fed. They might increase your limit, but it's like if you were actually asking and demanding it, you can get to 10,000. Now you got to 15,000. Now you got to 20,000. My highest personal credit card is a $25,000 limit. So, you just got to continue to use it, and you'll continue to get to that next level. And then what we do with like I said, about using your credit, what we do with our funding within our business is we usually get people approved for at least $50,000 in funding on the personal side. I personally got myself about 70,000, but everybody's profile is different. But I would say on average, we get people approved for around like 50,000. We also do business funding for people as well. So use your credit. Don't just have a cute credit score. Put it to use. Once you get the money, reinvest it. Invest into, I don't know, people trade options here. Invest into like books, invest into Airbnb, Turo, just whatever you can do. Cryptocurrency, things like that. So just invest into income producing asset.
Thank you for that.
Now we're at time. So the question.
Oh, my fault.
Just no. Go ahead and send Michael your question directly in the chat, and he'll answer it. We're gonna do a 5-minute. Get up, go take a stretch, drink some water, put some things in the chat that have been aha for you. Put questions in the chat. We're going to put on a song. When the song is over, we're going to come back to class and take some notes. And we're going to do some more learning. I'm going to go into your income streams directly from what he was talking about Show Me the Money. I'm going to talk to you about how to get 3 streams of income from one book. So that's what we're going to talk about after the break. So right now we're going to have a song. If you haven't connected with anybody in here through Facebook, do that now. Michael B is on Facebook, even though he may not use it. That's where we met, though. Aren't you still on there, though?
Yeah, I'm on there, but not. Yeah, I don't really use it like that. Just hit our text group. We got a lot of people on the text list, but I get to people. My assistant replies as well, so we gonna get to you if you get on the text group.
Thank you. All right, let's do the song, Anthony, and we're gonna come back in 5 minutes.